Kent's cucurbits.
What does that mean?
Okay, a cucurbit is anything that grows on the ground, on the vine. So that includes the watermelon, cantaloupe, pumpkins, gourds, and squash, and cucumbers. And we produce all of those except for cucumbers.
Oh my goodness! So is that the main thing you farm out here, or?
Oh no, we do corn, soybeans, and wheat.
Okay.
And then this is just kind of our hobby. No, not a hobby, but
Yeah. Now, how long did you start this?
we started in 1992. Before that, we were doing wholesale, but we started the open to the public then, retailing in 1992. So I think this is year 19.
Oh my goodness! So wholesale is in like you would sell pumpkins to like
Grocery stores or other businesses.
and you still do that?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. And how many pumpkins do you think you produce?
We have no idea how many pumpkins. What we do is every year we record how many loads we pick, which we pick by the hay wagon. Okay, so we just know how many hay wagon loads we pick.
Okay.
So there's usually between 20, 25 hay wagon loads at
And
least.
how long does the season last?
We actually start picking for the Apple Popcorn Festival, which is always the third Saturday in September. And then we open here at the farm then the following Saturday. And then we go through Halloween.
Okay. And let's talk about what you have in terms of the pumpkins, the different varieties.
We have a large variety of pumpkins so that we have a lot of different sizes for people.
And what are good conditions for growing pumpkins?
Well, we probably could have used a bit more rain this summer. It was a hot and dry summer, but too wet isn't good either. So,
Because it was so wet earlier this summer.
yes, in June we had, I think, a little over 12 inches of rain, so we were actually 2 weeks late in planting. So we have a lot of pumpkins that are still kind of turning orange.
Okay.
But we've got a really good crop this year, good quality.
They look beautiful already.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about these giant pumpkins here behind you. And what exactly, what's different about them?
Okay, these actually aren't a pumpkin, they are a squash. You can tell the difference between a squash and a pumpkin by the stem. The squash stem is actually round versus a pumpkin stem that is grooved, like on a jack-o'-lantern, is grooved. So that's probably kind of why they get so large, or they could get large. The bigger ones are like an Atlantic giant variety. The brighter orange ones are the variety called a prize winner, and people like the bright orange, but they also like the really big ones too.
And let's talk about how big they can get, or the largest one you think you may have had so far.
Well, so far this year, well, actually Sunday, a friend of ours got one that was 463 pounds. I think we have one out here that could be between 500 and 600 pounds.
And how do you get these out of the ground? Because that's massive.
Well, either we have a lot of friends that help after we put it on a tarp and lift, or we also have a sling that we're going to try and wrap around it and lift it probably with a backhoe, maybe.
And you might take them to a contest possibly, or is it just for fun? Do people just like to take them and put them in their yards?
Well, people, yes, just love the big ones, and we might try and get one to a contest if we have time.
And how many acres of pumpkins did you have?
This year we did 15 acres. We increased it a little bit this year, so yes. So yeah, we still have a lot of picking to do.
And pumpkins are very popular, not just for this time of year for Halloween, but also like in the food. Do you guys use it for food at all, or do a lot of people want them for food?
Well, we also grow, one of our varieties is called sugar pie, and those are the kind that are used for pumpkin pie. And yes, a lot of people do come just to get those. They will make pumpkin pie from them.
What's different about that? What's different about sugar?
I would say maybe it's a little bit sweeter, but yes, you could use any pumpkin, or actually squash. Some of the squash here, people come and get it just to make pies.
So you have decorative gourds and whatnot as well?
Right. The gourds, the small ornamental gourds, the gourds for drying, like birdhouse gourds that you could use next year for painting on or for birdhouses. And then a large variety of decorative squash.
What's your favorite thing about this time of year then? I mean, obviously you guys really are into fall.
as long as the weather's cooperating, like it has been in September, it's just beautiful out here. We have 3 sons who are very, very, very involved in this, and have to do most of the picking. Like I say, we've been doing this for 19 years, and it's just everyone knows what needs to be done, and we just really enjoy it.
So it's a family affair.
Yes, 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 and we have families that have been coming, I guess, since we've opened. So I guess it has become a family tradition for a lot of families, and we really appreciate that.
Now, do people go back and pick them themselves, or do you pretty much have them up here?
No, we normally have everything up here in the yard. It's just a lot easier.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. All right, I think I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so this, another thing that you sell here.
You know what?
Or you get.
Laura, why don't we switch sides just so that's in the sunlight? Yeah,
Got it.
there we go. Good.
Perfect.
Okay, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this is.
Okay, this actually is popcorn. Another thing we grow here is a lot of different kinds of Indian corn and popcorn. A lot of people don't know this, but this is a little secret I'll tell you. Inside each kernel is a little drop of water. So when you are fixing your popcorn and it gets really, really hot, then that thing will kind of like explode and open up, and that's how you then get your piece of popcorn, because of that little drop of water that's in each kernel. So what you could do with this popcorn, when it is a certain percentage, as long as it's dry enough, you break off the shuck and you put this in a little brown paper bag, and you can put it in a microwave, and it will pop right off the cob, and then you have your popcorn. So yes, we do have a lot of other kinds of corn that we grow here besides all of the pumpkins and gourds and squash.
That's what it's the water inside.
Yes, yes.
And so this is dried.
It is now. It is probably dried enough so that it will pop off.
So
yes.
when you, let's say you, is it ever like a soft kernel?
Well, normally, like corn, field corn has a certain moisture, and you know that it needs to get down to dried to a certain percentage in order to use it. And the same thing with the popcorn. So normally when we're picking it, it is still too wet, so we have to tell people to wait until the moisture gets out of it.
That's awesome.
But anyhow.
That's awesome. Sorry, I just wanted to have that.
So yes, Laura, you can try your. And the reason we have some colored kernels are in there is because this is also out here with the other Indian corn, which is a lot of different colors. And when it was pollinating, we probably got some other pollen on here.
It's a very diverse crop of corn.